Hey guys, Samu7 here, and today we have a little Modern Warfare update video. It's just announced this morning that tomorrow, which is going to be Friday, for me, I think I should be uploading this video Thursday, right? I hope so. We're going to be getting 2 new maps, one ground war map, one multiplayer map for 6v6, apparently, and Hardpoint also coming to the game. And a few thoughts on this. So, let's go over the ground war map first. So the gameplay that you're seeing here now is I don't think I've uploaded a gameplay on this map. This is actually the other ground war map, the 2 ground war maps at the moment. It'll be 3 tomorrow. And the reason you haven't seen much gameplay on this map is because I just haven't enjoyed this map very much. And for some reason, like the last couple days, Quarry has been getting worse. Like I've been getting more annoying lobbies on Quarry, and my games have been getting better on this map, and I'm not exactly sure why. Doesn't mean that this map can still be. Oh my god, these guys rushing me with the SCV. Doesn't mean that this map isn't still annoying sometimes. Certainly is, and I have some major issues with this map, and that's the reason why you haven't seen much of it. Just the amount of like rooftop camping and how annoying the rooftop camping is on this map really kills it for me sometimes, and that's pretty much why you haven't seen a ton of this map yet. I really don't like that. The ground combat on this map though I think is great. When you get people actually moving on the ground, going for the different flags, playing the objective, this map is actually a blast, and I enjoy it more than Quarry, because sometimes the fights on flags and Quarry with like the choke points, the stairwells, the one entrance, or there's multiple entrances to the buildings, but you can lock it down really hard, and sometimes it pretty much just becomes one way that you can try to go through on Quarry. Sometimes that can get pretty frustrating. Other times it can be really fun, and you can get some crazy feeds, and it can be a blast. But yes, sometimes even on that map, which I enjoy, it's still my favorite ground war map. It can still get pretty frustrating. Whereas in this map, that's tough. On this map, I think that you can avoid that for the most part. When there's not as many like rooftop campers being annoying and stuff like that, you get the people on the ground. You can avoid that. It's still pretty choke pointy at certain areas. Don't get me wrong. But it's also a lot more open leading up to those areas, I would argue, than Quarry. Again, the rooftop camping can ruin that. But in the cases where you get lucky and you get the lobbies that aren't like that, it doesn't really go that poorly. In this game, I get off to a rough start, but trust me, I turned this game around, and I actually had a lot of really good games on this map. I don't know what happened. I don't know if I just figured it out or something, but I had a lot of really good games on this map yesterday, and was really having a blast on it. I was just getting lucky with the lobbies, and it makes it so much fun. Anyways, back to the new stuff. I had to get my little rant on District out there just because I haven't, like I said, I don't think I've uploaded it before. New map, Kravnik Farmland. All right, we'll say that. So this is a map I'm pretty sure I saw this in like the leaked map list, like pretty sure. And I'm curious to see how it plays out. At the end of the day, there's really, they haven't really showed much of it yet. We'll see it tomorrow. But I'm really curious to see how it plays out and how it sets itself apart from these 2 ground war maps, because the 2 ground war maps that we have currently are both very building oriented, I would say. Like for example, here on District, you've got the D flag right here is in a building, and all the other flags, the A flag is in a building, so only 2 of the flags are in buildings, but all of the other flags are very near buildings. C has like buildings all around it, structures like very close to it. I'm pretty sure you can like be in the structures and still be on the flag in some spots. The B flag, literally 2 feet away from it, you can walk in a building, and the E flag, same thing. So, and that's something that is I would argue a criticism of this game's map design on top of like other criticisms of this game's map design. And I forget who it was. I watched someone's video on it. I can't remember. And they mentioned it. They were like, "Do you ever notice that everything in this game is a building on these maps? Like aside from Euphrates Bridge, like everything is a building. Whereas other CODs you have like other different structures. Like Ring on Raid is a very famous like not building area for combat." On a Black Ops 2 map. I'd say another one is like the plane on Afghan. Those are the 2 examples that he gave. And I was like, yeah, I wish I could remember the video to shout it out, by the way. I don't know. But I was like, yeah, that's pretty interesting. Like, it's true. This applies to a lot of the maps on this game, like not just the ground war maps, it certainly applies to the ground war maps. You know, like on Quarry, the most open flag is honestly E. E is like the only flag. It's got some buildings near it, but the only flag that I would say has its own like structures, and it's got like cinder blocks and stuff like that, and it's not completely building centric. As for the other flags on the map, C, B, D, all buildings. A is like right next to a building, two huge buildings, or one huge building and another like warehouse. And on this map, like I just went through, you got all the buildings around all the flags. And I wonder, what the point that I'm getting at is, I wonder if for this ground war map, I wonder if they're going to bring something different. I wonder if it's going to be like, I have a feeling that this map is going to be really open. Maybe it's something to do with the farmland name. At the same time though, I'm looking at like the thumbnail of it, and even the thumbnail is showing like a gas station and like a building next to it. So I don't know if my prediction's going to hold up here. This is more so like hope and optimism than a prediction, I guess. But I wonder if this map is going to have more open flags and less buildings and more unique and creative cover, I guess. Because it is very true. All the maps in this game, very building centric, and it does get kind of repetitive after a while. Like once you realize it, it's kind of hard to ignore it. It's like, wow, yeah, that pretty much is like everything in this game. And I'm hoping that this farmland map is unique, because so far, like these two maps, even though they play very differently, and even though the rooftop camping and stuff like that is much bigger issue here on District than it is on Quarry, they are still both very building centric maps at the end of the day. I would like to see something a little new for this farmland map. Either way, I'm excited to play it. I desperately think that we need a third ground war map. I'm glad that I'm starting to get District down a little bit better. I still don't really enjoy it that much, but I'm glad that I'm figuring it out, because as much as I like Quarry, it just gets old playing one map all the time. So now that I'm getting more used to District, and I hope that this new map that comes out is good, having 3 maps to play on Ground War, while still not a great amount, is definitely better than 2, or definitely better than 1 in my case. So I'm hoping it works out. As for the multiplayer map, I'm just going to be honest with you, I'm sticking with my guns here. I'm not really interested in it at all. I don't really plan on playing, aside from like getting challenges, which I don't think I have any challenges I need to play multiplayer for right now. Aside from getting challenges, I don't really plan on playing the 6v6 or the 10v10 of Modern Warfare very much, if at all, in the near future. It's just too many factors. Okay, I've already made videos on it, I've already discussed it. Too many factors combined. It's just not fun. I'm not having fun with it at all. And Ground War and Gunfight, I actually enjoy both. I actually genuinely enjoy both. Whereas the 6v6, 10v10, there's no like genuine enjoyment there. I'm just having a bad time all the time, and I just think it's bad. Honestly, I really do. I think it's bad. So I'll probably see this map through streams or something like that. I don't know if I'm actually gonna go out and set out to try it, especially because if they don't have an actual like playlist for it, I'm just gonna get Piccadilly every time. So I don't really intend on wasting my time on that. Last thing, they're also adding in Hardpoint. Now, again, everything that I just said about the 6v6 map applies. I don't really intend on trying pubs just to try Hardpoint, especially because Hardpoint, I've only watched pro scrims of it, and yes, it is like obviously competitive is very different than public matches, right? But oh my god, dude, pro scrim Hardpoint in this game looks awful. It literally looks like the worst. I'm not like over exaggerating, like being negative on this game. I'm just being honest. It looks terrible. It genuinely looks like the worst iteration of Hardpoint I've ever seen. It's terribly slow. It's boring. The spawns are absolutely awful. Literally the worst Hardpoint spawns I've ever seen. And yes, this is competitive, but I don't think that's going to translate well over to pubs either. I really don't. I don't think that public matches are going to fix bad spawns. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's going to be the same issues. So Hardpoint is another thing where if you're enjoying the 6v6, if you're enjoying the pubs in this game, more power to you. I hope you enjoy Hardpoint, because I'm probably not going to try it either. I'm probably not going to try the 6v6 stuff at this point. This is update. I'm just looking forward to the Ground War map and hoping that it's good, and hoping that I can bring some more variety. Because, yeah, so just, like, kind of continuing from my... Because I talked about competitive yesterday. We can get into this, too, because I have some more time in this gameplay still. The competitive video that I put out yesterday, I mostly talked about like the change in format, right? I didn't talk about like how competitive actually looks in this game. So I have a little bit of time here. I got through the new content. I want to talk about that a little bit. So competitive in this game to me right now looks, and just the same as Hardpoint, just looks terrible to me. Again, not being overly negative, just being honest, I think it looks terrible. I am really glad at the moment that I did not decide to do any like competitive venture in this game, because I think I would hate it. I think it just needs major changes. S&D, let's go through S&D. S&D in this game, from what I've watched competitively right now, is everybody camp an angle and wait for your dead silence to pop up, and then you can actually start playing. That's S&D in this game right now competitively. It's sit, hold an angle, or camp is what I should say, camp, and wait for your dead silence to pop up, and then you can try to work something. That's what it is, and it's fucking boring. Okay? It's boring. It's boring to play. It's boring to watch. Both ways. It doesn't work for either. Okay? Like, watching somebody prone across the map to not make noise is not fun to watch. It's not fun to play either. It's just terrible. And this, honestly, this to an extent applies to respawn modes, right? It applies to respawn modes as well. People are afraid to make plays and to move at a pace that they normally would in respawn modes because of sound whoring. Even in respawn, because of sound whoring. Not like they're waiting for their dead silence to pop. Maybe in like certain scenarios, if they're really close to it, they're gonna make a flank. But it's not like S&D, where literally every round somebody's waiting for their dead silence to pop, and it's just fucking boring. For respawn, it's not that bad, but respawn is bad for a whole different reasons. For one, the respawn maps in this game are terrible. The maps in this game are clearly designed for search, and they're hardly good at that. And they just do not play they do not play well on respawn at all. And I like the thing with Hardpoint, and it's bad for domination as well. The spawns are bad for domination as well. I don't think that fixing the spawns is going to make it that much better, right? Like, I don't think fixing the spawns is going to make these maps godlike maps. Like, they're still going to be bad maps at the end of the day. And like I said, they're like subpar S&D maps, and they're fucking awful respawn maps. And it's just not very fun, again, to play or watch. Hardpoint. Aside from like the bad spawns, Hardpoint in this game, because of the bad spawns, or is what I should say, is very like, if you rotate, you're getting like a full 60, because it's so hard to flip spawns. Like, anybody that's played Hardpoint in the past knows that flipping the spawns is very important. It's very hard to break a hill if you don't flip out the good spawns. It is damn near impossible to do that if you rotate early in this game. And it's not a good thing. It's not like, oh, you're getting rewarded for rotating early. It's like, no, it's impossible. Like, you should get rewarded for blocking the good spawn and breaking the setup. You know what I mean? You should get rewarded for that as well. It's ridiculous. Domination. I think that domination is better than Hardpoint in this game, but still, domination is not a very exciting competitive mode. From what I've seen of domination, I would rather see control from Black Ops 4. I'd rather see uplink. I'd rather see CTF. Sorry, I'll take that back. I would not rather see CTF with the game in its current state, because CTF would maybe be more boring than S&D. Like, no bullshit. It actually would be. It would. I genuinely think CTF would be more boring than S&D. It would be like respawn S&D, people camping around waiting for their dead silence to pop to try to make a flank play for the flag or something. CTF, with the way this game's footstep audio is right now, would be terrible. But uplink or control, I would much rather see. I think that was already like a warning sign for me for competitive in this game. Is like, oh, Hardpoint, S&D, and Dom. Like, we're bringing Dom back, really? Like, we get control and uplink. We get these cool modes. We get CTF, and we're bringing back Dom in 2019 for COD's fucking franchise league. We're bringing back domination. Really? Like, really? Why? There's so many better modes. So many better modes out there to choose from that have been tested and proven to be good for competitive. Fun to watch, fun to play. And we're bringing back Dom? Like, what the fuck? I just don't get it. I just don't get it at all. I think Dom is very fun for pubs, but for competitive, I just don't think it's as interesting to play or watch as, I'm not even a big S&D fan, but S&D or Hardpoint, uplink, CTF, fucking control. I just don't think Dom is as interesting to watch or play. I just don't. And it's unfortunate, because that's a big part, right? Like, even if Dom is only one map out of a 5-map best of 5, that's still 1/5, right? Like, that's still a lot. It's still a lot, and it's still it takes a lot away from the viewing experience. Like, for example, Ghosts. Ghosts, it was even worse. In Ghost, Dom was 2 of the maps in Ghosts. So there you go. There's 2 of the maps in Ghost competitive that weren't that exciting for Respawn. Oh, by the way, I forgot. Ghosts also had Blitz. There's another mode. Fucking Infinity Ward came up with that mode. Ghosts had Blitz, a different, unique Respawn mode for that 3rd map that could be better than Dom, but they didn't bring it back for this game. So there's another option that they could have went with. And people were kind of torn on Blitz. I don't know. Some people really like Blitz, some people didn't. But still, I'm just saying, like, there's so many options there. How is this what they ended up going with? So anyways, little rant over. Where I stand on competitive in this game right now is I really hope that the overhaul makes this game more fun to play and watch competitively. I think that all the issues in pubs in this game just stack with competitive. They just stack. They're so much worse. They're already terrible in pubs, but they're so much worse. And like I said, they make it not fun to play, and they make it not fun to watch. Genuinely. I go, like, look up a YouTube video of a pro scrim, go watch a stream, go fucking watch Formal. He's on, like, 20 hours a day. Okay, like, go watch a stream, go watch, like, a competitive scrim in this game, and come back to me and tell me if it's fun to watch. Because I'm a huge competitive COD fan. I really am. Like I said in the other videos, watching since Black Ops 2, went back, watched all those tournaments, been watching majority of the tournaments since then, and I think this shit is fucking boring. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'll see you next time.